Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we are unraveling one of the absolute most astonishing mysteries in all of human history. Imagine, just for a second, finding a piece of technology so incredibly advanced that it totally defies everything we thought we knew about the ancient world. We're talking about a machine that, historically speaking, shouldn't exist, yet it does. Over the next few minutes, we're going to explore exactly what this device is, what it could do, and perhaps most importantly, we're going to focus on a truly haunting question. Why did this world-altering ancient technology suddenly and completely vanish?
Okay, let's dive into this. Picture the scene. The year is 1901. A group of sponge divers is exploring the Mediterranean Sea near a small Greek island. They come across a Roman-era shipwreck and start hauling up all these incredible treasures, statues, coins, ancient pottery, the whole shebang. And among all these stunning artifacts, they pull up this, well, a fist-sized lump of heavily corroded bronze. Honestly, it looked entirely unremarkable. It certainly didn't look like an ancient supercomputer. So you're going to have to lower your Indiana Jones expectations here, because initially this just looked like a crusty green rock.
Section 1. The Sponge Diver's Discovery. From a museum drawer to a technological marvel.
To really understand how this mystery unfolded, we have to start our detective story back in 60 to 70 BCE, which is when a Roman vessel sank near the Greek island of Antikythera. Jump forward almost 2,000 years to 1901, and our sponge divers recover that unremarkable bronze lump we just talked about. Now get this, it literally sat in a museum drawer for decades, completely misunderstood by everyone looking at it. But it wasn't until 1902 that an archaeologist made a casual, yet totally massive observation. They actually spotted a gear wheel embedded in the rock. Still, decades passed before our own technology caught up to this ancient artifact. Finally, in a landmark 2006 study, highly advanced X-ray and CT scans allowed us to look deep inside the corrosion. And what they found? It was absolutely shocking.
30! The scans revealed at least 30 interlocking bronze gears. Hidden inside that completely unremarkable, fist-sized lump of sea crust was a machine of just sheer, unbelievable mechanical complexity. 30 precision gears, all working together in perfect, calculated harmony. And these weren't just decorative, they were mathematical components, specifically meant to compute astronomical cycles with an accuracy that is, quite frankly, mind-boggling.
And look, we aren't talking about some chunky, primitive blacksmithing here. These gears had teeth smaller than a millimeter. All of this intricate engineering was originally housed in a wooden case roughly the size of a large book. The contrast here is just staggering. You have this tiny sub-millimeter scale of engineering happening inside a book-sized box, and yet it holds massive, paradigm-shifting implications for our entire understanding of ancient history.
Section 2. The Impossible Machine. The mind-blowing capabilities of an ancient computer.
I just have to express some pure awe at what this device could actually do. This wasn't just a clock, right? It was a highly complex analog computer. Let's just walk through its capabilities. First, it tracked the precise position of the sun and the moon. Second, it could predict lunar and solar eclipses years in advance, which gave its users incredible foresight. Third, it actually displayed the 4-year cycle of the ancient Olympic Games and other pan-Hellenic events. And fourth, it showed a lunisolar calendar tracking what's known as the 19-year Metonic cycle, which is this really complex pattern linking solar years and lunar months. And this brilliantly illustrates how the ancient Greeks used precision mechanics to link massive astronomical events directly to their human culture and sporting games.
But wait, because it actually gets better. It also tracked the first lunar anomaly. That's the fact that the moon doesn't orbit the Earth at a constant speed. It actually has an irregular orbital speed. And the Antikythera Mechanism modeled this successfully using a highly clever, incredibly advanced gear-on-gear design. Just think about that for a second. Solving this complex astronomical anomaly mechanically is what truly makes this an impossible machine for its time. It required a deep, profound understanding of orbital mechanics perfectly translated into physical bronze.
Section 3. A 1,000-year tech gap. The sudden disappearance of advanced engineering. All right, prepare yourselves for a massive historical contrast, because this is where the story pivots from a scientific marvel into what I'd call a historical tragedy. In 60 to 70 BCE, we have the staggeringly complex Antikythera Mechanism. Then, nothing. Just a haunting 1,400-year dark age in the historical record, a complete technological void. You have to really look at this gap, nothing this mechanically complex appears again anywhere on Earth until the very first European astronomical clocks show up in the 14th century. Entire empires rose and fell while this level of engineering simply ceased to exist.
So the crucial point is right here, 1,400 years. Imagine losing 1,400 years of technological progress. I mean, imagine where humanity could have been if the knowledge to build sub-millimeter precision gear systems hadn't just vanished overnight. The sheer magnitude of this technological loss is almost hard to wrap your head around. It really makes you wonder how different the Middle Ages would have looked with mechanical computing, doesn't it?
Now you might be sitting there thinking, okay, was this just a one-off, a lone mad scientist, or, I don't know, maybe aliens? No way. Ancient writers, including the Roman statesman Cicero, actually describe similar geared devices that were attributed to the Greek scientist Archimedes and others. So this wasn't an isolated anomaly. It proves that there was an entire, vibrant tradition of Greek mechanical astronomy. It existed, it was known, it was a very real part of their technological ecosystem.
Section 4. Why did it vanish? The fragile nature of human innovation. This right here is the absolute core focus of our explainer today. We have to look at the total erasure of this phenomenal technology from human history. I want to pose this question directly to you right now. Where did this technology go? Seriously, treat this as the ultimate unsolved crime of the ancient world. An entire scientific revolution, gears, celestial tracking, mechanical computing, just poof, gone. Why?
Well, our sources present three highly plausible theories for this vanishing act. First, the intricate knowledge was simply lost over generations. Without a continuous chain of teaching and apprenticeships, complex skills fade remarkably quickly. Second, these devices were undoubtedly rare and incredibly expensive, likely owned only by the ultra-wealthy, meaning there weren't many around to begin with. And third, just pure fragility. Later examples simply didn't survive shipwrecks and decay the way this specific one did, which was safely buried in the mud for 2 millennia. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it perfectly highlights that historical circumstances totally dictate what survives and what gets lost to time.
The really unsettling truth? We simply don't know who built it. We don't know how many were made, and we still don't know exactly why this incredible skill vanished so completely. The Antikythera Mechanism stands as a powerful, almost eerie cautionary tale. It is literal, physical proof that entire branches of advanced ancient knowledge can vanish almost without a trace, leaving us to reconstruct a lost science, one corroded gear at a time.
Let's just end with this thought. We often assume that technological progress is a straight line, right? Always moving forward, always permanent. But as we've clearly seen today, history tells a very different story. If entire branches of ancient science vanished without a trace for 1,400 years, what parts of our modern world could disappear tomorrow? Thank you so much for exploring this ancient mystery with me.